LITA'AARAFU pertinent for Malaysia, Madani, inculcating the essence of moderation in Islam, and Prince Harry and Meghan pursued by paparazzi. Those are the headlines for tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yusuf Shukri, and this is TVS Nightline. Our top story for tonight: Britain's Prince Harry, his wife Meghan Markle and her mother Doria Raglan were recently involved in a reckless car chase in New York City that could have caused serious accidents. According to NYC Mayor Eric Adams, the runaway royal family was chased by press paparazzi, while two police officers also joined the hot pursuit in order to take control of the situation. The car chase lasted for over 2 hours, involving 6 cars with totally blacked out windows that could have resulted in multiple near collisions with other drivers on the road.
It's clear that the press, paparazzis, they want to get the right shot, they want to get the right story. But public safety must always be at the forefront. The briefing I received, 2 of our officers could have been injured. New York City is different from a small town somewhere. You shouldn't be speeding anywhere, but this is a densely populated city. And I think all of us, I don't think there's many of us who don't recall how his mom died, and it would be horrific to lose an innocent bystander during a chase like this, and something to have happened to them as well. So I think we have to be extremely responsible. I thought that was a bit reckless and irresponsible.
Prince Harry has long spoken out about his anger about press intrusion, which he blames for the death of his mother, Princess Diana, who was killed when her limousine crashed as it sped away from chasing paparazzi in Paris in 1997. Eyewitnesses said paparazzi were driving on the sidewalk, running red lights and driving while taking pictures.
Now, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim calls upon the people to practice LITA'AARAFU in their daily life as an initiative to uphold diversity in the country. He pointed out that Sarawak's approach of moderation and ta'aruf, which means knowing each other, was in line with the preaching of Imam Shafi'i for moderation and a humane approach.
Kerana LITA'AARAFU itu mengiktiraf wujudnya kepelbagaian, wujudnya kemajmukan. Untuk apa? Untuk kenal dan saling menghormati. LITA'AARAFU itu bukan tolerance sahaja, tetapi untuk arif, tahu. Bila kita tahu, kita kenal, kita hormat perbezaan pelbagaian. Ini ditekan oleh Premier. Terima kasih. Dan ini juga menjadi tunggak di Sarawak yang kita harap akan lebih kukuh di negara Madani Malaysia.
At the same time, Anwar said the efforts to explore new knowledge and technology should not be limited to knowledge acquired at the early stage of life.
Sarawak, seperti yang saya sebut dalam convention baru ini di Kuala Lumpur, menepani dalam beberapa hal pembangunan ekonomi, teknologi, digital, dan teknologi hijau. Pada hari ini kita menyaksikan kesediaan pimpinan di Sarawak untuk menekankan satu aspek yang sangat penting dalam negara Madani. Negeri harus makmur, negeri harus berkembang maju, tapi mesti berakar kepada keyakinan.
He said this when officiating the Imam Ash-Shafi'i International Seminar at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching on Thursday. Theme: Sustainability of Fiqh Ash-Shafi'i in Driving of the Prosperity of the Ummah. It was jointly organised by Sarawak Mufti Department and Academy of Islamic Studies of the University of Malaya. During the seminar, 9 presentation sessions to explain the themes from various angles, such as the development of Fiqh Ash-Shafi'i and its influence in the issuance of fatwas and the sustainability in facing current issues.
Now, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, commended the state for adopting a moderate approach to Islamic teaching, thus preserving unity and racial harmony.
Kalau kita tinjau sejarah mazhab Syafi'i yang telah bertapak di Nusantara sejak kedatangan Islam ke Nusantara sekitar abad ke-13 Masihi, ianya kekal relevan sehingga hari ini dalam menangani isu-isu hukum yang timbul dalam masyarakat. Metodologinya yang bersifat wasatiyah, sederhana, sangat sesuai dengan keadaan di Sarawak, khususnya yang mempunyai masyarakat majmuk yang berbilang bangsa dan agama. Berpegang dengan satu mazhab tanpa meminggirkan pandangan dalam mazhab lain dalam perkara hukum dapat menguatkan perpaduan dan membawa kepada kemajuan masyarakat. Inilah yang menjadikan pendekatan mazhab Syafi'i ini relevan, kerana masyarakat mendapat panduan hukum yang jelas dengan disiplin yang tinggi dan berhemat.
He said this in his speech at the Imam Ash-Shafi'i International Seminar at the Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, organised by the Sarawak Mufti Department on Thursday. At the same time, Abang Johari also calls upon the people to take advantage of such seminars to increase their knowledge and understanding of the true teachings of Islam, the pathway to a harmonious life.
On to our next update. Petrosign Sendirian Berhad, a subsidiary under Petronas, rides on the elements of sustainability in its annual programs and aims to create awareness among youths alike towards inclusivity. Among the highlights of the program this year are the RBTX Challenge, which is set to be held in October this year, and registration is now open starting May 18th until July 31st.
RBTX Program Director Norhana Hamin said the program is open for all communities alike, especially robotic fanatics across the globe.
Program RBTX ini sebenarnya tujuan kita jalankan untuk mendemokrasikan pembelajaran STEM, di mana kita tidak mengkhususkan jenama tertentu dan para pelajar ataupun para peserta bebas menggunakan apa-apa jenis robot maupun robot yang mereka cipta sendiri.
According to Norhana, access to robotic software are free of charge as an open source software source code is being implemented. She also added that the program is a platform for candidates to gather and gain experience with the opportunity to enhance critical thinking skills and innovation capabilities.
Sebab itulah Petroscience dan juga Petronas mewujudkan pertandingan ini supaya salah satunya untuk memberikan pendedahan kepada pelajar-pelajar kita terhadap teknologi antaranya adalah artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, kemahiran untuk mereka membuat pengaturcaraan, kemahiran menyelesaikan masalah. Di samping itu juga pertandingan RBTX Challenge ini kita menerapkan elemen-elemen kelestarian.
She said this when met by reporters at the RBTX Challenge 2023 launching ceremony launched by Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation Chang Lih Kang on Thursday. Commenting further, Norhana said the program established in 2018 had received almost 15,000 admissions at the national and international level.
Program ini kami ingin menerapkan kemahiran-kemahiran yang sangat penting dan sangat diperlukan di pasaran kerja masa hadapan. Di mana kemahiran ini di antaranya kita namakan 4C, iaitu collaboration, critical thinking, communication dan creativity. Pelajar-pelajar akan dibentuk, diterapkan kemahiran ini melalui bengkel-bengkel yang kami jalankan dan diharapkan mereka mampu mengunci peluang yang lebih cerah dalam pasaran kerja masa hadapan yang sangat mencabar dan dinamik.
The challenge will be held at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre, KLCC, come October.
Now, the joint expedition of indigenous people from Sabah and Sarawak also known as Gabungan Orang Asal Sarawak Sabah, GOAS, embarking on a journey to Kuala Lumpur is hailed as a remarkable opportunity to showcase and promote the rich culture of Borneo on a global scale, transcending boundaries beyond Malaysia. Lubuk Antu Member of Parliament Roy Angau Ginkoi expressed his belief that the residents of Peninsular Malaysia would be enthralled by the prospect of experiencing the vibrant tapestry of ethnic cultures from Sabah and Sarawak with their diverse traditional attires.
Ini salah satu mempromosi culture di Sabah dan Sarawak sebab kebanyakan rakan-rakan atau saudara mara kita di sebelah sana masih yang tidak memahami adat-adat culture di Sarawak, terutamanya di Borneo lah, Sabah dan Sarawak. Ini adalah salah satu langkah mempromosikan culture Sabah Sarawak sempena Hari Gawai.
He made these remarks when interviewed by TVS at Kuching International Airport on Thursday. Furthermore, the group will demonstrate to the world the pride that the states of Borneo hold for their culture. Roy stated that their participation in the festival is a good platform to promote the concept of Malaysia Madani, which emphasizes unity. Earlier, a group of 98 members dressed in traditional attire departed from Kuching to Kuala Lumpur to participate in the Borneo Native Festival BNF organized by Sinikita, held from tomorrow until May 21st at the Kuala Lumpur Art Market. The group will also take part in a 1-kilometer procession from Dataran Merdeka to the Art Market, the venue of the Borneo Native Festival.
Now, a comprehensive study is crucial when considering the introduction of a casino in Sarawak. In evaluating the potential impacts on the social, cultural and environmental aspects of the region, Place Borneo Sendirian Berhad Chief Executive Officer Mona Manap highlights the significance of such a thorough assessment of the potential effects to the establishment.
I wouldn't say there would be a negative impact because then we need to actually do a study on that. But if they have not, I think that would have to be the first thing that they should do. Now, in terms of social or community impact or benefit, I feel like when we want to work on a tourism product, it is best when we work with the existing advantage of that community or that location. Say, for example, Mulu National Park, they work on the strength of that place, which is the Mulu Caves. And so they built a resort, the Mulu Marriott, which is probably now going to be taken over by SEDC. And they built on that. And because of that, they built on the strength, the environmental strength.
She said this when contacted by TVS on Thursday. Meanwhile, she expressed concerns about potential negative implications that leads to gambling problem and social issues. It is crucial to address and mitigate these concerns through careful planning and consideration.
And gambling in itself, and being a casino and gambling is the main product, and encouraging people to gamble, I think that in itself is a risk that we need to take if we want to take this seriously, if we're seriously thinking about this place. So to say that there won't be any negative impacts, any projects will always have an impact. Even a good resort or even an integrated tourism product other than the casino will always have an impact. Whether it's negative or positive, there always have an impact. In fact, there's always positive and negative impact. In this case, I feel like there's probably a higher probability of a negative impact on the society if we don't address it or we don't study it enough before we actually implement it.
Regarding environmental sustainability, Manap stressed the significance of preserving and protecting the natural surroundings and ecosystems of Borneo Highlands.
And I gave the example of Mulu in this case, where it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I know that NIA is also working towards getting the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and I think that's the way to go, to actually work on the strength of the environment there and working with the natural advantages that we have, instead of trying to change it and introducing more concrete building and introducing more urban kind of lifestyle and bringing it into a natural environment. So any sort of developments will always destroy the environment. But what can we do to actually work within the environment itself without actually creating mega projects or mega buildings? They have a nice golf course there. They have nice places where you can do bird watching. You can do frogging.
Coming up right after the break, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim saddened over the passing of ABIM founder, and the UK is currently in dialogue with EU on Brexit concerns. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Now on to our next news. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim expressed sadness over the passing of the founder and first president of the Malaysian Islamic Youth Movement, ABIM, Dr. Razali Nawawi, at the An-Nur Specialist Hospital earlier today. And here's the story. In a Facebook post, Anwar said that Razali was one of the generators and founder of ABIM, who persevered with him and other friends, as well as being one of the teachers in the movement's struggle. The funeral prayers were held at Masjid Al-Umum at Bandar Baru Bangi after the Zohor prayers. Razali became the first ABIM president in 1972 and introduced the Usrah system, an Islamic group work approach, before being succeeded by Anwar as the second ABIM president in 1974. Sarawak government has decided to purchase agricultural inputs in bulk to mitigate the effects of price increases in the market. Deputy Minister of Food Industry, Commodities and Regional Development, Sarawak, Martin Ben, stated that this policy includes the purchase of fertilizers, pesticides and herbicides.
The Sarawak Farmers Association, PPNS, will be the implementer of the said initiative.
Ini bertujuan untuk membolehkan penawaran harga yang kompetitif kepada ahli-ahli pertubuhan paladang kawasan.
He said this in response to a question from Murum Assemblyman Kennedy Chukpai Ugon during the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly Dun session on Thursday. Regarding the increase in agricultural input prices, Martin stated that it was caused by disruptions in raw material supply from major producing countries and rising logistics costs. In that regard, he said that the Sarawak government has taken several approaches to strengthen agricultural development services.
Jabatan Pertanian dan Jabatan Perkhidmatan Veterineri Sarawak turut menggiatkan penerapan amalan pertanian baik ataupun good agriculture practice dan amalan penternakan baik, good animal husbandry practice di kalangan petani dan penternak.
Meanwhile, Martin said that the government will consider building a collection center in Murum if there is an urgent need.
A total allocation of 2.9 million ringgit has been designated for the improvement of aero bridges and the baggage control system at Kuching International Airport. Deputy Minister of Transport Sarawak, Datuk Dr. Jerib Susil, announced that the initiative, carried out by Malaysia Airports Holding Berhad, or MAHB, will be implemented from the year 2023 to 2025.
Meanwhile, the Federal Ministry of Transport and MAHB will acquire land for the expansion of Kuching International Airport, marking the next phase in its development.
Telah melaksanakan kajian plan induk lapangan terbang antarabangsa Kuching pada tahun 2020. Berdasarkan kajian ini, bangunan terminal boleh diperbesarkan untuk menampung kapasiti sehingga 12 juta penumpang dalam satu tahun.
Jerip said this in response to a question from Serembu Assemblyman Miro Simo during the question and answer session at the State Legislative Assembly sitting on Thursday.
Now, the Sarawak Public Works Department PWD will maintain abandoned logging roads left by logging license holders upon termination of their operations in the respective areas. Deputy Minister of Urban Planning, Land Administration and Environment Sarawak, Datuk Len Talib Saleh, said that this initiative is a result of the Sarawak government's concern for the safety of road users in the interior of the state.
Kerajaan Sarawak amat prihatin terhadap keselamatan orang awam dan kaki tangan kerajaan yang menggunakan jalan balak untuk pelbagai urusan di kawasan pedalaman negeri ini. Oleh demikian, kerja-kerja penyelenggaraan jalan balak secara kerap dan berkala amatlah diperlukan bagi memastikan jalan balak berkenaan sentiasa berada di dalam keadaan baik serta boleh diguna dengan selamat.
He said this in a response to a question from Telang Usan Assemblyman Dennis Ngau during the 4th session of the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly Dun on Thursday. According to Len, the state government has established a reduced impact logging RIL guideline to ensure that existing and new logging roads in Sarawak are constructed and maintained efficiently by logging license holders. Furthermore, in accordance with the different driving regulations in logging license areas, proper directional signage along logging roads is mandatory and should be provided by logging license holders for the safety of the general public. On to some global updates. Less than 24 hours ago, one of the world's biggest car makers in the world, Stellantis, said it may have to close its factories in the United Kingdom, UK, if the government does not renegotiate the Brexit deal. Stellantis, which owns various car brands such as Peugeot and Citroën, said the Brexit deal will impose a possible 10% of exports to the European Union (EU) due to the rules on where parts are sourced from. To this, UK's President Rishi Sunak said he is currently in talks with the EU regarding the concerns, and Sunak previously stated that the Brexit deal would benefit businesses across the UK as it would save billions of pounds annually.
Well, on this particular issue, it's something that car manufacturers across Europe, not just in the UK, have raised as a concern. And as a result of that, we are engaged in a dialogue with the EU about how we might address those concerns. When it comes to auto manufacturing more generally, I'm going to be meeting the CEO of Nissan later today. As you'll know, they've invested £1 billion in the northeast for electric vehicle manufacturing. Other Japanese leaders I'm meeting today, total investment of £18 billion into the UK. And part of that investment is coming because we've joined the CPTPP trade partnership. That opens up opportunities for British car manufacturers and creates more jobs at home. That's why being here, having these conversations, making progress on our priorities is going to deliver real benefits for people at home.
Under current rules, 40% of the value of an electric vehicle should originate in the UK or EU to qualify for trade without tariffs. Once the Brexit deal is implemented next year, the percentage will rise to 45%, while for battery packs, the threshold will increase up to 60%.
Now, floods that killed 9 people in Italy's northern Emilia-Romagna will cost billions of euros, with agriculture hit hard after the fields were swamped. Regional Governor Stefano Bonaccini said the scale of the devastation caused by the bad weather is akin to an earthquake.
According to the Caldereti Agricultural Association, more than 5,000 farms were left underwater in the region. The government is expected to earmark an extra 20 million euros or 98 million ringgit for Emilia-Romagna, on top of 10 million euros already allocated in response to previous floods in early May. This week, thousands were evacuated from their homes after torrential rain battered an area between the city of Bologna and the city of Rimini on the Adriatic coast. More than 20 rivers burst their banks, triggering floods and hundreds of landslides. The body of one of the victims was found in the town of Cesenatico, having been swept 20 kilometers from her home by the floodwaters. Residents of the town of Castel Bologna, close to Ravenna, were left to sweep away water and mud on Thursday morning. It was the second time this month that Emilia-Romagna has been battered by bad weather, with at least 2 people dying during storms at the beginning of May. Meteorologists said the torrential rain followed months of drought, which had dried out the land, reducing its capacity to absorb water.
And finally, Montana Governor Greg Gianforte has signed a legislation to ban the Chinese-owned application TikTok from ever operating in the state, thus making it the first U.S. state to ban the popular short video app. And Gianforte on Twitter said that it was to protect Montanans' personal and private data from the Chinese Communist Party.
TikTok, which has over 150 million American users, currently facing growing calls from U.S. lawmakers and state officials aiming to ban the app nationwide over concerns about potential Chinese government influence over the platform. In March, a congressional committee hounded TikTok chief executive Shou Chi-Chiu about whether the Chinese government could access user data or influence what Americans see on the app. Shou has previously denied that his company has ever shared data with the Chinese government and stressed that the company would not do so if asked. Therefore, TikTok is working on an initiative called Project Texas, which creates a standalone entity to store American user data in the U.S. on servers operated by U.S. tech company Oracle.
And that wraps it up for TVS Nightline. And just a reminder, Unity Week is just around the corner. We'll be broadcasting our news bulletins live on location from the Kuching waterfront. So head on to our booths and you'll get a chance to meet TVS personalities, and you can see if you got what it takes to be a news anchor or TV host. So mark your calendar for May 20th to 26th and we'll see you there. I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching and good night.